What if the heaviness you're feeling right now isn't random at all? What if the pressure in your chest, the restlessness in your thoughts, and the sudden distance you feel from certain people are not emotional moments, but spiritual signals? The truth is, God rarely warns through chaos. He rarely uses loud moments. Most of the time, His warnings show up quietly, as small shifts, sudden discomforts, and subtle red flags that your spirit notices, long before your mind understands them. And here's the part most people miss. Ignoring these signals doesn't make them disappear. It just makes the impact hit harder later. In this video, I'll show you the 7 signs God is warning you right now. And if you've been feeling spiritually unsettled lately, this might be the clarity you've been praying for. God rarely warns through chaos or noise. He warns through quiet shifts. A loss of peace, a sudden hesitation, a change in atmosphere you can't explain. And because these warnings are subtle, most people walk right past them. They assume it's stress. They assume it's just a feeling. They assume it's nothing, but it's not nothing. It's God protecting you, redirecting you, and trying to get your attention before something harms your spirit. Today, I'll walk you through 7 signs God is warning you so you don't miss what He's trying to show you. The first sign is a sudden spiritual heaviness that you can't explain. Not sadness, not stress, just a weight on your spirit that appears out of nowhere. It feels like walking into a room where the light was on a moment ago, and now everything is dim, even though nothing around you has changed. This heaviness is a spiritual interruption. It's God pressing pause on something moving toward you. It's His way of slowing your steps, drawing your attention, and whispering, "Be careful. Something isn't right." You're not imagining it. You're not being dramatic. That unexplainable heaviness is often God stopping something you don't see before it reaches you. The second sign is when your peace suddenly disappears. Everything looked fine on the outside, but inside, something shifts. A quiet discomfort, a restlessness you can't shake. Peace is one of the clearest languages God speaks through. So when peace leaves, even for a moment, God is signaling, "Be careful." It's like walking in warm sunlight and suddenly stepping into a cold shadow. Nothing around you changed, but your spirit felt the drop instantly. That loss of peace is not random. It's not just anxiety. It's God alerting your spirit before your mind understands what's happening. When your peace leaves quickly, pay attention. Something near you is not aligned. The third sign is when your desire for something you once wanted fades. Not slowly, not after a crisis, but quietly, almost without a reason. A job you used to chase no longer feels right. A relationship you once fought for no longer pulls your heart. A path you were sure about suddenly feels heavy, forced, or empty. This is not laziness. This is not confusion. This is God redirecting your path. It's like holding a key that no longer fits the door. No matter how much you twist, how much you push, something inside you whispers, "You don't belong here anymore." That loss of desire is a warning, a gentle signal from God that the place you're trying to stay in is not the place He's calling you to go next. The fourth sign is when someone drifts out of your life quietly. No fight, no explanation, no big moment, just distance, fading, disconnect. It hurts, but spiritually, it's rarely an accident. Sometimes God removes a person in silence because the noise of the relationship was drowning out the warning. It's like a light dimming slowly in a room. You don't notice it at first, but suddenly you realize you're standing in the dark without knowing when the darkness began. When someone steps back, grows distant, or their presence no longer feels right, that's often God's protection, not coincidence. Some doors don't close loudly. They close gently, so your heart doesn't shatter while God protects your spirit. The fifth sign is when doors keep closing again and again. No matter how hard you try, nothing moves. Opportunities slip away. Plans fall apart. and paths you thought were yours suddenly shut tight. This isn't failure. This isn't bad luck. A closed door is one of God's clearest warnings. Not this way, not this person, not this season. It's like walking down a hallway, and every time you reach for a handle, you feel a gentle resistance, a quiet pushback that says, "Stop forcing what I'm blocking." When doors close repeatedly, God isn't rejecting you. He's redirecting you before you attach yourself to something that was never meant to be yours. The sixth sign is when your spirit senses something is off, even when nothing looks wrong. No evidence, no obvious red flags, just a quiet knowing, a tightening in your chest, a whisper that says, "Be careful." Discernment is not fear. It's spiritual intelligence. It's God giving your spirit information before your mind can understand it. It's like walking into a beautiful room that looks perfect, but the atmosphere feels strangely cold, as if something unseen is out of alignment. When your spirit reacts before your eyes do, don't ignore it. That inner alarm is one of God's gentlest and most protective warnings. The seventh sign is when the same message keeps finding you, no matter where you go. A verse that repeats, a phrase someone says without knowing your situation, a dream that echoes a feeling you've been ignoring, a thought that keeps returning even when you try to dismiss it. These aren't coincidences. God repeats warnings through patterns. When something appears again and again, it's because He wants your spirit to notice what your mind is trying to avoid. It's like hearing the same melody, played through different instruments, different voices, different moments, but the same meaning woven through all of them. When verses, conversations, dreams, and quiet inner nudges all align, God is not being vague, He's being clear. And that repeated message is your sign to stop, pay attention, and listen. When God warns you, it's never to frighten you and never to punish you. God's warnings are expressions of His protection, not His anger. He sees what you cannot see. He hears conversations you were never meant to hear. He knows the intentions behind people's actions, long before they reach your heart. A warning from God is His way of saying, "I'm keeping you safe. I'm guiding you away from what will harm you." It's the same way a parent gently pulls a child back before they wander into danger, not out of fear, but out of love. So if you've been sensing any of these signs, don't panic. Don't be afraid. God is not trying to scare you. He's trying to shield you. If even one of these signs spoke to something deep inside you today, don't rush past it. Moments like this aren't accidental. Sometimes God brings the right message at the exact moment your spirit needs clarity. And if this video helped you understand what He may already be whispering, I'd love for you to stay connected. When you like or subscribe, it helps these messages reach more people who are searching for the same guidance you are, people who feel the same heaviness, the same questions, the same quiet signals. So if this resonated with you, stay close. There's more ahead, and I'd be honored to walk this journey with you.